seem to think that I'm a house giveaway when I'm in Monterrey for an evening. I actually, was a question. I said, "Hey, what's all this going to Monterrey thing?" Let me say, guys, one of the things evening to you both, evening, Joe. One of the things that is very important. Sometimes you just gotta separate. You gotta get a little bit away. I think that, and that's something what we experience in life in general. Sometimes you need that little, step away a little bit. But let me say, when I become mayor of the city of Brownsville, you will be seeing extra a lot of me as that I take very serious the job title that I'm praying that y'all decide to place on me after May the 6th, and I will be a full-time mayor. And look, I've already proven myself, and I'll say this: I proved myself, guys. The reason that Erasmo Castro is Erasmo Castro here is I've been out there posting, screaming for the community 24/7 for the longest time. Actually, and it's kind of weird because sometimes we'll get a lot of like recommendations and suggestions. They go like, "Hey, Erasmo, maybe you should go out there and start a pets page, so that you get clear those posts from your page." I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work any extra that I'm already working right now. It's so convenient just to post, 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 post. I don't want to work any.
But you do, and I never thought of this, but you have to agree there is a large pet-friendly population here in the city of Brownsville. It's huge. We're furry lovers. They hold a special place in our hearts. So maybe it wouldn't be far-fetched. And I know you do got a lot on your plate, but in your defense, you do a good job of sharing the posts, the pictures whenever their pets do run away and they are looking to bring them back home. So
Yeah, and let me say that's one of the posts that I will continue to do because I know the pain of losing a pet, and it's not a great feeling. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing the post, and not just can't separate from my page. It's just too much work, guys. Sorry, but I appreciate that there's a lot of pet rescue groups out there. Teresa Speck is one of the individuals that she's my go-to individual every time I'm having issues with cats. There's Donja dogs. There's a lot of lost pets and pups. There's a lot of folks out there that do an amazing job here in the city of Brownsville when it comes to our furry friends. So I always uh, look after. I always look upon the experts here in order to to help out whenever they need me. With that said, I will continue to post on my page because I do have the strongest page out there here locally. No matter what Captain Bob may say, I am still the king of all local social media.
I gotta admit the it is um it is a crowded field, but it's always welcome to have Captain Bob out there promoting Brownsville, and that's something that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about platform. We're going to talk about what you can bring to the table because Erasmo, that's something unfortunately that these candidates haven't really pushed. They say vote for me, hypothetically, and we're not like that. We come to offer solutions for the citizens of Brownsville.
But, let me say, and one of the things that I think were a lot of, and again, not to dwell on my competitors, where they miss the mark, Frankie, is you can't pretend to be out there in tune with the community while you're pandering for votes, while
When it's
you're asking
convenient,
for
yeah.
votes. And I got, they shared with me one of my opponents who's out there in Matamoros, having a roundtable or a press conference with some group in Matamoros. You've had 12 years, 4 years to have these meetings with the individuals in Matamoros. Doesn't it sound weird for people that now that the individual is in a very highly contested race for mayor, all of a sudden now we're reaching out and embracing our sister city, and and then going out there and distributing food with the Politiquera Church from West Brownsville. Again, just doesn't look good. And I don't know, Frankie. Do you think people are actually fooled by those type of posts?
I think you do a good job, Erasmo, of reaching individuals in all corners of Brownsville. We're talking about Las Prietas. We're talking about by Rivera, Alton Glore, Southmost. Um, these candidates, it feels as if they're only, after those photo ops, whenever it's convenient for them. People talk about you in La Moraya. I have friends in La Moraya, and they're like, we're all about Erasmo. Again, that's an area close to Fronton where both city commissioners, they voted against them in changing the name. I think it's obvious, Erasmo, and the people, even though they don't say it publicly, I do get messages. We do come across certain individuals that say we know who's real and who's not, and that is something that's very important, because how could these candidates go to places like La Moraya, go to Las Prietas, and say, I'm the best candidate for you. Vote for me because I'm going to bring you a better tomorrow. And that's something that they can't answer. And Erasmo, it's something that they won't do. They'll never set foot in Las Prietas. They'll never go to La Muralla. They'll never go to Southmost. Yeah, will go probably for a chicken plate or for some event and things like that. But you ask individuals, who's going to fight for them, who they reach out to, and it's Erasmo. And I'm not just saying this just because I'm on the show, but I invite my friends to go out to Las Prietas. I invite my friends to go out to La Moraya and La Southmost and ask them, who do you reach out to whenever you lose a pet, whenever your business isn't getting the attention, whenever you try to go through these departments, whenever you're trying to establish a business, and the loopholes and the hurdles that they give you. It's neither one of these candidates, but it's Erasmo Castro.
Well, and when you mentioned that, can you remember a time, Frankie, that Jessica Techo and John Cowan were taking pictures of La Muralla at Las Prietas, down Rivera? And I can't, and I'm not saying that to diss them. I can't. But again, their focus right now is hitting, that 1%. I've been getting a lot of phone calls and a lot of messages from a lot of folks that are in the 1%. They're not happy campers either. And I'm praying that this election is going to be very, very telling. Let's get down in the comments, then we'll go into the platform. ¿Qué pasó con el vato Cowan acá? AKA El Nada Man. Nada, nada. I'm glad John's watching. Mrs. Speck is one of the best teachers I've had. Beautiful soul. She is amazing. Amazing. I've had the pleasure of meeting her. Good evening, Vicente. No mas, she's just bitch better have our money. I'm literally going to make a sign and throw it out there and say, PUB, bitch better have my money. And I'm going to hold it out there on the streets of Brownsville, see what kind of reaction we get. My church people might not be too happy, but we'll see. I paid the IRS with a money order by mail about a month ago, and they haven't sent me a receipt. How do I find out if they got the payment? Oh, they got the payment.
If they're not looking for you, they got the payment.
They got it. I would always suggest that people, instead of sending a money order, send a check. Something that you could trace, something that you could know that it's been taken from your account. But they got your money. I'm going to be almost 100% sure of that because they're the IRS. They specialize in that, in taking your money. Frankie, I think the other day we were talking about what the hell were we talking about? We're talking about getting rid of all these individuals off the boards and committees, and how these boards and committees continue to siphon and to take away the resources that should be going to the people of Brownsville. One of our second platforms out there that I really, really want to focus on, and I'm actually very excited to be going to the Police Officers Association forum that they should have. They have every time election season comes around, and especially right now, there are questions. A lot of our police, I don't know, a lot of our local law enforcement, first responders, I'm sorry, a lot of our first responders are concerned that their insurance is going to crap. And I actually wanted to have you on when we were, and I think Susan and I were talking about this, but their insurance is getting screwed over to the point, Frankie. I don't know if you've gotten some of these complaints that individuals that used to be able to buy certain medication with their insurance have now been moved out to a different little realm or arm or something to whereas those medications are covered. And you're talking, Frankie, about medications that cost like $800 a month. And it's something that I think we see very, very frequently with a lot of our elderly that they get phased out of a certain plan or something, and then they struggle buy those things that they desperately need.
Yeah, there's always issues whenever you do change carriers and providers. I'm not certain which insurance the city has right now for its employees. But more than that, Erasmo, it's always the broker, it's always the agent. They always tax on a little bit more. They always favor a certain either policy or carrier over the other because, well, they have certain relationships with these with heads of different carriers. And well, they get a little bit more money if they're able to bring in volume. And the city of Brownsville does employ a large number of have a large number of employees. We have to take a look at the agents. How much money are they taking? It's easy for the agents to charge a lot more than what is required. And that is, at BISD, that is at the city, that's even at the county level. It's unfortunate that the ones that are feeling the pinch are the employees. And you are correct. Whenever there is a change in carriers, well, the individuals that were on the previous plan, well, they see the difference in policies and changes, especially when it comes to medications. And it is a big deal because, as you mentioned, whenever there is a change, it does affect people individually. Not all medications are covered, or some are covered more than others, and it just depends on the carrier. Now, is this a case by case basis? Everybody has different needs and necessities compared to others. It's something that we do need to take a look at. But I would dare say that a large problem is because of the agent broker, the middleman per se. They are charging a lot more for their services. They do prefer a certain carrier compared to the others. So there are a lot of factors that go into it. But the ones that are really feeling the pinch are the city employees, and the insurance, their retirements, their 401ks is also another important issue that I've been hearing about. It's just a lot of backdoor dealings, backroom dealings. That there was no RFQs. There was no bids on these retirement plans, which is a whole other issue. And those affected by it, are the city employees. And we're talking about healthcare. We're talking about retirement. Very serious issues that individuals, if they don't pay attention or if they don't do anything about it, they're going to be affected in the long run. And I think that is a big issue that is affecting the employees for the city of Brownsville.
It's going to be a long time hurt. But one of the things that I'm hoping that a lot of our first responders out there realize, Erasmo Castro has not been the one that has been hurting you. Erasmo Castro is not the one that has been voting against you. So just on that alone, folks, what we have has not worked for us first responders. We're still understaffed, undermanned, don't have the resources that we should have, don't have the training that needs to come with a lot of the resources that we do have, and we are way underpaid. And this hasn't happened under the supervision or the care of Erasmo Castro. This has happened under the supervision and the eye of Jessica Tetreault and John Cowan. So just to start off, and I hate, because people then going to say, well, you're telling us the problem, you're not telling us the solution. Guys, you have to first address the problem. The problem is what we have right now is not working. What do we do about it? Well, first of all, the solution is do not vote for John Cowan or Jessica Tetreault. The first step. Second step is, guys, we got to bring in individuals that are wise in the industry, people that are knowledgeable, Individuals that are not going to sell themselves, as Frankie says, to the middleman, not going to sway the recommendations or suggestions that they're giving to a commissioner, to a board, in order to get the carrier that they want. We don't want the carrier that the middleman wants, Frankie. We want the carrier that's going to provide the best service for our individuals out there. We don't want individuals that are given the golden ticket by all of a sudden now being in charge of a retirement for City of Brownsville employees. We want the individual that's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck. That's what we need. And that's what we haven't been getting. So again, guys, we're going to work together with every single entity that deals with safety for our citizens of Brownsville, and together come up with solutions that that help us in regards to raising wages, help us in regards to getting the resources to the right individuals and the training that needs to come with it, guys, and making sure that we are competitive with not only local law enforcement or first responder agencies here in the area, but throughout the state of Texas. Good evening. Lots of action on the Brownsville streets today. Just a tad. Let me say, again, first responders, local law enforcement had a little bit of everything out there. I don't know if it was marshals, border patrol, sheriff department. I think Brownsville PD was out there as well. Guys, it was something or other. And there was a chase, and I think maybe individuals got confused and said there were two chases, but this guy was basically everywhere, to the point that he was trying to evade getting captured because he had a lot of packages in his truck or his car. SUV? Was it an SUV?
A Jeep SUV, yeah.
Something. But I counted at least 10 packages, Frankie. Not sure. But a lot of bultos. And they didn't look like they were doing the laundry.
Yeah, a busy day for our law enforcement. And luckily, even though it was a high-speed chase and it did go through where the airport, through downtown Brownsville. Luckily, and as of right now, I haven't heard of anything, but luckily, nobody was hurt during this ordeal. And special shouts out goes to the sheriff's office, constable's office, border patrol. I'm sure PD was involved as well. I even saw a helicopter at Osmo.
Helicopter?
There was a helicopter. This was like Bad Boys on Fox, on Channel Fox back in the day. It was something that we don't see a lot for in the city of Brownsville. It just goes to show, that great cooperation amongst the law enforcement agencies is something that is very important, especially on these types of chases.
Well, I thought it was kind of cute because you actually see, Frankie. I thought it was cute. You see a lot of our local law enforcement agents out there, like taking selfies, taking pictures with the stuff.
I saw that.
Giving themselves high fives and stuff, and hugging each other and stuff, like, we got him. And look, they should be proud, they should be proud. Every ounce of narcotics that they remove from the street, could be saving a life here or there. And, could be helping out many of an individual. So, yeah, hats off to all of them out there that were part of this chase. Thank you that other individuals in the area were kept safe. I am with Frankie in that as of right now, I have not heard of any damage to vehicles, to property, but more importantly, to life or to self. So hats off. A great chase. One of the things that I think it brings to light is that, someone actually posted this. But look, we're the 14, they said 14th safest city in the country. Like it's actually 16. But yeah, it's one of the things that I hope to work with our police chief with is to make sure that we can produce some numbers that actually make sense and share how these numbers come into fruition. I'm kind of a little bit on the skeptical side, Frankie, and more than anything is because we've experienced the city of Brownsville, a lot of folks in the city of Brownsville, different departments, giving themselves awards. And I don't want the city of Brownsville or anybody else out there to, go buy an award. I want them to earn an award. So I'm hoping that that the data actually shows with all the information that we have and that we've seen, that we've experienced here in the city of Brownsville. I actually hope that we are the 16th safest city in the country. Kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, well, with this, us being a border town, you know, let's be frank, there is spillover violence. Just today, that Jeep. We do hope that the city is for the most part safe, but I do think that there is a lot of unreported numbers to try and make sure that, because it does affect tourism, it does affect Brownsville being put in a negative light. But at the end of the day, we need to be real with our community because we need to know what we're dealing with. And if we do have the facts, if we do have the numbers, the analytics in front of us, we can do a better job of creating solutions. And one of the another interesting point at Osmo is, we do need to have more manpower. That's something that when you become the mayor for the city of Brownsville, we do need more EMTs. We do need more law enforcement officials. It seems as if, I think one time you posted at Osmo something kind of shocking that, over a weekend there's only like 4 or 5, maybe six units out. That seems kind of far-fetched, but for the size of Brownsville, which we're 185, 200K on paper, possibly even 250. We all don't report when they come knocking at our doors. For the size of Brownsville, we need 100 units maybe out on the streets. And again, I know that's seems impossible, but we need to do a better job of providing the adequate safety, the adequate manpower, not only for the safety for the citizens, but also for the safety for the officers. That's something that is very, very important.
100%. Early voting begins April 24th through May the 2nd. Election day is May 6th. What endorsements you think you might get, if any? I know I'm going to get endorsed by a whole lot of our local folk, and there's a lot of small business. I don't think that I'm going to get the Police Officer Association endorsement. We might get the firefighters endorsement, and we might get the Board of Realtors. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Frankie, since you deal with the insurance, my elderly mother got a United Health card to use for 75 utility payment. Magic Valley says they can't take it, only at one Walmart. Why?
Yeah, that's the Walmart on 802. Several of my clients do have the United Healthcare plan. Depending on if you have Medicare and Medicaid, if you have Medicaid, obviously you get a little bit more resources. But if you go to the Walmart on 802, make sure you take her card, take your statement, your bill, and have them scan it. Don't swipe it. Have them scan it, and you can pay. You can pay using your card. You can pay for your utility bill. But don't ask me why. I tried calling. I wasn't successful in calling. My colleagues as well. For whatever reason, they're not good at accepting payment over the phone. But if you go personally to the Walmart on 802, again, take the UHC, United Healthcare member ID card, the statement, and you can make the payment there.
Besides the Trump Cowan, but who's running for mayor? Myself. Is Roman Perez or Frankie your campaign treasurer? No. I am my own campaign treasurer. There's not much to treasure.
There's no funds.
There's not much to look at. You're welcome. One of the things that I think that I think a lot of the people are feeling out there is that there's a lot of confusion, not only with healthcare and with all this other stuff that's going on, but there's a lot of confusion in regards to what resources are out there available for the people of Brownsville. Someone had made mention in regards to second payment at PUB, and let me say, guys, there are a couple of resources out there in order to make sure that you don't go without electricity, guys. So please uh, contact PUB, contact the city of Brownsville, guys, and continuously ask them for what resources are going to be available and allotted to us. Do not get caught without electricity here in the city of Brownsville. That wouldn't be a good thing. Tomorrow, I will be having a meeting at eBridge with Nathan Burkhart from BCIC. I'm going to get some information in regards to the different grants that are being offered through the city of Brownsville. I'm going to educate myself on them because I think one of the things that uh, Angela was making mention when we had her on was how they were so greatly in need of a grant writer. So I want to understand a lot about the different grants that come in and also how a small business can benefit from them. So I will be having that meeting tomorrow morning, sometime during the day at eBridge. So it's going to be an interesting to say the least. Uh, Nande.
It's also important, Erasmo. We want to know what happened to the Elon Musk money. Is there funds available? One thing that really bothered me about our current commission was that there was a lack of, and I have a question for you over here. I'll read it right now. This current commission, especially with the whole 200K fiasco, hands in the cookie jar incident, there's not enough communication from the commission, from the boards out to the community. It seems as if there was only a selected few, Erasmo, that were aware of certain funds that were available to certain people. And you having a large following, a large platform, we need individuals such as yourself to be able to bring this information to the masses and say, hey, business from Southmost, business from Las Prietas, business, we have resources. Look, and I think that's great that you are meeting with the BCIC representative, because we don't know this, we don't have this information, and it's sad to state that those in power, they hold it close to their vest, and that's not what a city commission is supposed to do. They're supposed to have workshops at Osmo. They're supposed to say, hey, come on this certain day, we're gonna have a workshop where everyone's invited to come. That way we can learn about the different resources and money and grants available. If you are a business owner, if you are a XYZ, if you're a student, we don't have that communication from our current city commission.
Well, think about how long it took us to finally get a town hall meeting that was promised to us, and then a lot of softball questions. And let me say, folks, I can appreciate softball questions. I don't want you to give me softball questions. I want you to give me the tough questions. I can answer almost anything, and if I don't have the answer to something, I will surely let you know and get the answer for it. But a great percentage of what you ask in regards to what's going on in the city of Brownsville, you will get an answer. And not because I'm on top of everything, but because we have a lot of people that are on top of everything. Look, guys, there's no way that I had a conversation with someone today. There's no way that Erasmo can be on top of everything here that happens in the city of Brownsville. Like those chases today. I had people sending those videos. Had someone sending that video of those bultos being transferred over from one vehicle to the other. I wasn't out there, guys, and this is just the way it is. It happens. It's just community keeping each other informed of what's going on. Frankie, you have a question for me, or oh, he's ignoring this again. Uh, I, do you have a question for us? No.
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, but let me say, guys, I do my best to separate a little bit sometimes because I do want a little bit of Erasmo time, and I'm not going to apologize for visiting Avram, visiting Monterrey, and just spending the night out. I mean, I left yesterday in the evening. I came back this morning, guys. Spent the evening there. It is 2.5 hours, 3-hour drive. Actually, it's kind of a little bit funny, but I did run into some Brownsville folks out there, and they said, "Hey, Erasmo, can you come over and sit with us for a while?" And I'm going like, "Yeah," and had a great conversation. Did a little bit of karaoke singing with some Brownsville people up in Monterrey, and I thought that was kind of cool, kind of fun.
what we do need at Osmo, what we do need is better relationships with our sister city Matamoros and Monterrey. Let us not forget McAllen and the mayor, Mayor Villalobos. He does a great job of traveling to Monterrey, and having that relationship with those with entrepreneurs, with city leaders. What I feel we're lacking, and you know everybody could attest to this, is that we don't have that large flow of money from Monterrey no longer. They're going to San Antonio, they're
Yep.
going to other places, and we need to do a better job of establishing those relationships. That way we can bring commerce. You know, we can pitch the idea of SpaceX, we can pitch the idea of the island, and slowly but surely money will trickle back down to Brownsville. That's something that we're lacking. A representative to go to Monterrey, try and bring that money back to our area.
Yeah, and one of the things that I have an advantage over any one of the other candidates that I'm running against, I actually know the mayor of Monterrey. I was his teacher, him and his brother's teacher, back in the day when I was teaching at the Irish Institute, El Instituto Irlandés de Monterrey. So it's going to be interesting. I'm hoping to have more and more conversations with a lot of other folk out there that are the decision makers, not only in Monterrey but maybe even Saltillo, Tampico, Victoria. There's a lot of possibilities out there. I just don't think that we focused enough on bringing folks down here. But I appreciate individuals, uh, being concerned that Erasmo traveled to Monterrey. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will continue to fight for you. I will continue to post your lost pets. I will continue to share the car chases that happen in the city of Brownsville, even in Monterrey or while driving back home. I'm always at your side. I should be like five on your side and Osmo on your side. Stuff like that. Frankie, short show today. Guys, have a great evening. Thanks, Frankie, for coming on. It's a lifesaver. Guys, there's a lot of work to be done. We're going to start doing a lot of corner standing, block walking next week. Thank you to all the individuals that have reached out and state that they're going to help. Thank you for the individuals that are starting to share lists out there. We need them. Guys, we win this seat for us all together, or we deposit it back into the arm and the